I'll get a quick little update on whatever this is, the speech recognition. Oh my god, this is too loud. On the speech recognition spell multiplayer kind of game, voice stuff works fine. I had this issue where my buddy, let me see, am I leaking anything? Hold. Okay, I don't think I'm leaking anything. So basically my buddy Maurice, for whatever reason, well, I didn't know what the reason was, but I would play with him and he wouldn't be able to speak in game, and he also wouldn't be able to cast spells like Fireball, Fire Blast, Magic Missile. I know this is loud, sorry. But he wouldn't be able to cast spells like that for some reason. It wasn't recognizing his voice. But my buddies on the East Coast or on the Central, because I'm Central, they would work for some reason. I thought it was a server thing. Turns out it was a voice thing. So, turns out his Windows audio, his mic, just wasn't set. And for whatever reason, Unreal Engine doesn't have it so that you can really quickly swap and manually select your input device. I would like to just have a little settings box here, and you click settings, audio, and then it'll print out the devices that you have. Like I have this mic, I have the camera mic, and I think that's it. But it would show me those two, and I could choose to override what my Windows settings are. So say, I don't know, you have a VR setup and you like to use your VR mic most of the time, so that's your default mic way back there. But when you play this game, I don't want you to have to go to your Windows settings and then set this mic, the mic you're actually going to use, to the default in your Windows and then play the game. It seems like a hassle, but it's kind of inconvenient, and the solution is really just have players who have their PC audio setup proper, because you should have your mic. I mean, how many mics do you need? Most people, 99% of people probably have one mic. I have two. I have a VR setup, sure, but I have this as my default, and that one isn't even used for the games because VR games don't really, use audio that often. So whatever, the shit works. So there's push to talk. You can't hear me right now, but it has VoIP, so you can hear each other in different proximity chat. The shit works. There are servers, so when you create it, you can create a server. You can browse for servers. I think it's because I haven't yet paid the $100 to ship this and put it on Steam that it won't allow you to see other people's, or at least other people can't see me as servers. I can only see other people's servers if they're in my own region. So you're like region locked. I'm in Central US, so I'm pretty sure I can only see people who are in Central. But my buddy's also in Central, and he couldn't see me. I don't know if that's a thing because of the Steam code or if it's a bug. If it's a bug, I'll fix it. I don't know how to do it yet because multiplayer is complex. But spells work. Fireball, Fire Blast. Now this works. Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast, Fire Blast. Excuse me. Fire Blast. Okay, Fire Blast. All right, so it's a shitty name, but these work. So you can have multiple of these going at the same time. Whereas before you couldn't, and the reason was because the character was handling the logic. And if the character handles some stream of logic and it runs this, then this, then this, and okay, so you create one Fire Blast, and then you scale it up over time, and then eventually it goes. Well, if you end up casting another one, this chain won't be completed for the one that's already in progress. It will be stuck at scaling up, and if you cast another one, the previous one will just be stuck. Nothing will ever happen to it. But instead, I just migrated this logic over here. Please? Well, I just Control-X'd it. Okay. Now it's inside the actual Fire Blast itself, handled there. That way, each one of them does the scaling up on its own, so they're all unique. So one happens, and it's scaling up and waiting to go where the player's looking. And then I do another one, and they're all each independently going. So this one starts, and it's going through the process. This one starts, and then this one goes. This one goes, this one goes, so they can go at separate times. Fuck. Okay, what else did I do? Let me check. What did we do? I added a little, so speech recognition's cool, but that's been good for a little bit. I added a recovery spell. I added spell damage too, so Fireball, Fire Blast, Fire Blast. So that spell right there, Fire Blast's spell, its damage scales up over time. So the minimum is 15 just for now, because it didn't make sense to have it scale exactly with its size, because then you would be doing like 1 damage if you instantly touched it. Fire Blast. But so now the minimum is 15. Recover. 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 All right. So there's also a little recover spell so that you can heal just for now. I think I want to make speech better at some point, because right there, if you say a keyword and then you keep talking, it waits for you to finish talking and then it will spit out the keyword that you said. So like if I say Fire Blast A B C D E F G, you can see that I said Fire Blast and it was waiting for me to stop speaking, and then it went, instead of like, actually I think that's a good thing, because if I add augments, so I say a word and then I augment it, or I have an augment and then I say the other word, maybe it's actually okay. I'm not going to fuck with it for now because it seems fine. So now there's damage. When the player receives damage, he fucking gets damaged. Whatever, it's straightforward, easy peasy. What is this? Just middle mouse button to test. Okay. Not needed anymore. What's next? So far we only have these 4 spells. I optimized things by putting all the work into the construction script, and I passed them information on spawn before. I had never done this before, because I had never fucked with variable parameters in here, like expose on spawn or read only or any of this stuff. Now I use expose on spawn and instance editable. That way when I create an actor, I can instantly pass it information before it's even created. That way it's created and it already has that value, instead of what I was doing before, which was creating it and then going into it and setting what is it called? Set own character. Okay, there we go. I don't know why it wasn't appearing earlier. I probably typed owner, that's why. So instead of setting it here, it's already been created and it's probably already doing stuff, and then the owner gets set. Well, if the stuff that it starts doing immediately depends on the owner needs to be set before it does anything, which means I set it in here. I think that's kind of it. I'm going to brainstorm and start thinking about other effects. Oh, actually, right now I need to... I also added the explosion. So instead of it being a direct hit where Fireball or Fire Blast hits you, so like right now it's gonna... Oh, I'm surprised it didn't do that really delayed. I thought it was gonna do Fire Blast. But you can see that it creates an explosion, and what I want is an animation when the explosion happens, and people who are within the explosion radius to get damaged, instead of it just being a direct hit thing. So if you get a direct hit, you're gonna be inside the explosion radius, but if it explodes here, Fireball. Excuse me, a guy right here, even though it hit here, should still have taken damage. So I'm going to use probably the same fiery explosion kind of thing and just scale it up. Or I guess I'm just going to have it explode in an area and then fade out. I don't know how that's going to look. Maybe it needs to... I don't know. I'm going to have to look at what explosions actually look like in real life and in other games. And then I'll do something like that, because I already have Fireball. And I already have some sort of fiery kind of thing. Particle effects and whatnot, so I'll create that. That way it's evident when you actually take the damage and it's not just landing near you and you don't know. And then, I also want to add impulse to them, so to like move somebody a little bit, at least for Fire Blast. I don't know about Fireball being able to do it, but oh my god. Okay, see, like it heard one keyword and I kept talking, and I said another keyword and then I kept talking, and then it did both because it heard 2 keywords. So it was like the input buffer found a valid keyword and then was hearing bullshit, found another valid keyword, and it kept filling up because I kept talking. And then it, boom, did them all at once after, which is interesting. Because otherwise you could do something like Fireball, ABCD, Fireball, ABC, Fireball. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought it was going to do 3 at once. Oh, maybe it's because it can't be activated the same thing at the same time. But if we do Fireball, ABCD, Fire Blast, ABCD... Yeah, so both happen. A Fire Blast happens and a Fireball happen. Okay. Interesting. That's probably something to work out. Maybe the second it sees a keyword, it does it. So you can't fuck around? I'm not sure. Or maybe when you say other stuff, you cancel it because you interrupt it. I'll have to think about that. But for now, I'm going to work on the spell mechanics, because if you're speaking properly, then it works. And maybe there's some volatility because it's magic, it's wizardry. I mean, it's not fully certain, but it would be cool. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, okay, I'm gonna try and add the particle effects, the Niagara. The Niagara's already in there for Fire Blast, and then Fireball. Oh, these actually need to be the explosions, not the other Fireball, and then Fire Blast explosion. I had one explosion blueprint, and let's see, what actually makes the most sense? Do I do one? I think two might make more sense. I don't know. I might want them to be different. I'm not sure if I want to do one explosion and then just change it with each spell, or just have unique things, unique separate assets, basically. But they already have a Niagara. I just don't have it doing anything yet. But I'll fuck around and make something so that there's an explosion when they land, and then I'll think about other ones. I don't know, like an ice one or some sort of AoE ground type spell, or I don't know. I haven't really thought. I don't want to do anything hit scan because that's kind of boring. I want to think about what wizards would actually use in combat, but things that aren't totally abusable. And then at some point I'll think about cooldowns and balancing and whatnot, and material components or other things, maybe an inventory. I'm not sure yet. I'm just trying to get the mechanics going first, so that this is, I mean, the goal with this would be some sort of, not even an arena, but some kind of open area with trees, maybe, or mountains, things, different ones. Like maybe it's capture the flag. That's a pretty good idea. One flag is here, one flag is here. There's a big mountain, and their wizards are trying to climb over the top and flank around, and strategy and whatnot. I mean, it would be basic stuff, but I'm not sure. Different spells for different areas. I don't know, but okay, I'm going to work on the animation now. So, all right, thanks, bye.